Magarbugong, Davao del Sur. Good day, students. How are you? Welcome to another day of fun. I am Teacher Enelyn S. Bodiongan, your PR2 teacher of the day. As we are to engage another insightful learning, please bear in mind the following. You are required to have with you your PR2 Q1 Module 5, pen and paper or other writing materials. And please do observe honesty and integrity in answering or performing all your tasks. Are these clear enough to remember? Very good! The main objective of this lesson is for you to state research questions. In this module, you will be able to state research questions. But first, let's try to answer the pretest to determine how well do you know the topic at hand. Are you ready? I will give you sentences. Read and analyze each. You are to choose the letter of the correct answer on the screen. A for true, B for false, C for sometimes true, and D for sometimes false. Number 1. If research questions are not formulated or have no direction, the researcher will not know what to do with the data that will be gathered. Which of the choices correctly gives the answer for number 1? How about for number 2? Number 2. Research questions express clearly the specific direction or focus of the research problem or inquiry. What do you think is the precise answer? Moving forward to number 3. Research questions are a temporary answer to the research problem. The statement implies what answer? Let us have number 4. Research questions should be broad. Do you think this question possesses for a true answer? And lastly, research questions should be specific. What do you think of the answer for this statement? Well, you completed this preliminary activity. Very well done! Lately, I have mentioned the objective of this lesson. And in order to align the goal, allow me to lead the discussion for this particular lesson. The topic is stating research questions. This is for your Quarter 1, Module 5. What is research question? When to formulate research question and how a research question play its role in research. Research questions are the specific or sub-questions in research, which calls to specify the scope and the method in collecting and analyzing data. That gives you the right direction in your research. The research questions formulated give focus to the research. This means that your research questions become the backbone of the entire paper, as well as a guide for the appropriateness of the decisions the researcher has to make. A quantitative research problem can generate a set of research questions or sub-problems. These research questions or sub-problems may fall under any of its type. There are 3 types of research questions. These are descriptive research questions, relation questions, and causal questions. Descriptive research questions ask questions on the kind, qualifications, and categories of the subjects or participants. On the other hand, we have the second type, which is the relation questions. Relation questions are questions about the nature and manner of connection between or among variables. Lastly is the causal questions. This focuses on the reasons behind the effects of the independent variable on the dependent variable. Tailing next are the approaches to quantitative research questions. There are two approaches, the deductive approach and the inductive approach. Deductive approach is an approach that goes from bigger ideas such as theories or concepts to smaller ideas, while inductive approach focuses on the specific details to prove the validity of a certain theory or concept. That completes the theory of this particular competency. Let us engage now to our first activity. For your first activity, you are to identify whether the following questions are descriptive, relation, or causal type of research questions. Let's begin with number 1. What is the relationship between the time spent in studying and the grades of students? This first question pertains to what type of research question? What is the profile of the respondents in terms of age, gender, average family income, and distance of their house from school? This entails of what type of research questions? For number 3, what is the impact of social media to the academic performance of students? Number 4, what are the effects of COVID-19 pandemic to the study habits of students? For question number 5, is there a significant difference with the scores of the respondents during the pre-test and post-test? Okay, those are questions for activity 1. Let us proceed to activity 2. For your activity 2, you are to write a research question for each of the statements as indicated in the parentheses. Write a relation research question on this particular study. For number 1, a study was conducted to determine whether the ethnicity affects the grades of the pupils in the English subject. Again, a relation research question. In the second study, kindly write another relation research question for this. A study was conducted to find out if there is a significant correlation with the number of members in the family and academic performance of students. How about a descriptive research question? Try to ponder for number 3. A survey was conducted to find out the characteristics of the Tagbanwa tribe in terms of their educational attainment, number of family members in a household, and average family income. Again, a descriptive research question. Kindly write a causal research question for this very timely study in number 4. A study was conducted to know the effects of TikTok to elementary students. Again, a study was conducted to know the effects of TikTok to elementary students. For number 5, a study was conducted to find out whether There is a significant relationship between the reading comprehension and reading speed of students. Kindly write a relation research question. Let us practice more. In a 5-sentence paragraph, kindly answer this question. If you are going to conduct a study, how are you going to state your research questions? Let us enhance what you have learned. Allow me to hear your notion on this situation. There are many issues the world is facing today. A lot of problems need to be addressed. As a researcher, if you are to choose from among these world problems, which would you like to deal with as your focus so that you can offer help through your research? What will be your research questions? You may write your work on your available writing material. Time to evaluate your learning. Let us assess part of the module. Which of the following are correctly stated as quantitative research questions? Choose among the 4 choices. A. Are the new teaching strategies effective? B. To what extent are the new teaching strategies effective? C. Teachers prefer one teaching strategy than the others. Why? And D. Some teaching strategies are more effective than others. How? Which among the set of questions possesses the correct quantitative research question? How about for number 2? A. What is the relationship of tardiness and the academic performance of students? B. Should there be a relationship between the tardiness of students and their academic performance? C. Why should there be a relationship between the tardiness and academic performance of students? And D. Is the relationship between the tardiness of students and their academic performance needed? For the third set of research questions. A. Why do other students have better grades than the others? B. What is the difference between the grades of students when they are grouped according to their age and gender? C. Who among the students have better grades? Those with the same age or those with the same gender? And D. Other students have higher grades than others. How could it be possible? Going through with number 4. A. What are the effects of the study habits of students on their attendance in school? B. Which of the study habits of students are better? Why? C. Is it sure that study habits can affect their attendance in school? And D. Can the study habits of students really affect their attendance in school? And finally, to complete the task, let's have number 5. A. Why did the students get good grades in the first semester? B. Why did the students get good grades in the second semester? C. Are the grades of students better during the first or second semester? D. What is the significant difference between the general averages of students during the first and second semester? As a concluding task to add on your thought of work in this lesson, kindly ponder this research. Study the given research title, Effectiveness of the New Online Modular QR System in the School, and imagine that it will be doing the research. What will be the scope and the limitation of this research as you see it? I hope to gain your insights in the next session we'll have. Okay, that concludes the lesson on this module for your PR2. Thank you so much and keep your thirst for learning burning. Once again, this is Teacher Enelyn S. Bodiongan saying, Dalaygon ikaw nga nagpadayon, sa imong pagtuon, ikaw adunay anihon. Keep safe, everyone!